And for this week, we have the worst transformations in Dragon Ball.
Yes, and there's
What's
a lot
yours?
of them. there is a lot of transformations. It seems like nearly every character in the anime can transform.
True.
But I had two, and the one I ended up going with. I will tell you the second one after I find out yours. But the one I went with is Frieza's third form. Frieza's third form is a mess. It's annoying. It was a waste of time. It was literally just filler. And Toriyama himself even said that he didn't like drawing the third form and regrets having it, which is why he just wanted Frieza to transform again quickly, just so he could stop drawing it. And that's why it only appears in 2 episodes. It's only in 2 episodes for an on-screen total time of less than 15 minutes. It appears in the second half of one of the episodes, and it's gone before the end of the first half of the next episode it appears in. And during that time, nothing really happens too much. Like, he attacks Piccolo, and all the third form proves is that he's faster than Piccolo, because he chases Piccolo, and Piccolo's like, "You can't catch up to me," and he does. And so Frieza proves that he's faster than him, which we can kind of guess he would be anyway. I mean, Frieza's already proved that he's like the strongest guy in the anime at this point. So you think he's just transformed, he's gonna be faster than Piccolo, and he proves it. And then he starts like firing some of his beam blasts at Piccolo, and Piccolo's just in midair going dying, and Gohan.
Brilliant impression.
Because he doesn't fall, he's just being hit by endless finger beams. And Gohan, Krillin, and Vegeta are just kind of at the sidelines, like, should we interfere? And Vegeta's like, no, let's not do that. And Gohan's like, I need to. And he rushes off, and Krillin tries to stop him, and Vegeta stops Krillin and says, don't do that. And,
no.
Yeah, it proves that this is probably the worst of his forms, because Gohan, at this point, hasn't really done too much of note during this saga, and he fires his wild rush blaster at Frieza, and Frieza struggles with it. Like, he is holding it back, and he can't push it back, and he's getting closer and closer to the floor, dying pretty much. He's close to death from Gohan's blast, and it's like, this is Frieza's third form. This is the closest at this point that Frieza's been to dying, and it's from a blast from Gohan, who at this point, you think, yeah, Krillin probably maybe stronger than Gohan at this moment. Vegeta definitely stronger. Piccolo definitely stronger. Goku definitely stronger. But Frieza's almost dead because of Gohan right now from one blast. And it's like,
it's just because he's attacking his dad, isn't he, man?
Yeah, he's attacking his dad. Piccolo's almost dead. Gohan's like, Dad! And he rushes off to save him. And he almost does, because Frieza almost dies here. And it's only when Gohan starts to run out of energy, that's when Frieza pushes it back. But he's so close to dying, he's almost on the floor. And he pushes back the beam, and Piccolo deflects it, pretty much. And that's it. That's it. That's all third form Frieza does, because after he deflects the beam, he's like, okay, I don't have time anymore. Let's just get this over with. I'm going to transform again. Just give me a second. And then spends the next 5 minutes whilst Vegeta and Krillin and everyone else are talking, just going, powering up into his fourth and, final.
Standard Dragon Ball, to be fair.
Just powering up into his final transformation. But yeah, the third form is just bad. And the only thing it does is make Vegeta, Krillin, and Gohan scared for a little while. But he does nothing of note. Piccolo's not mortally wounded by these beam blasts, and he almost dies from Gohan. So, worst transformation has to be Frieza's third form. But what did you pick anyway?
I have picked the ultimate plot device, and that is the GT Vegeta Super Saiyan 4 transformation.
All right.
The Blutz waves.
Okay.
Basically, you've got Goku, who becomes Super Saiyan 4. He turns into his great ape. He has to go through basically an entire existential crisis through speaking to Pan and everybody and finally powering down and truly embracing who he is to become Super Saiyan 4. Vegeta turns up, gets shot with a laser gun, and does the exact same thing. It's the dumbest transformation in the history of transformations. It's just not. It's basically like it's not necessarily created. It's not necessarily created by GT because there is a precedent for it. Back in Saiyan Saga, you've got the same pods can create false moons, or if you're an elite Saiyan like Vegeta is, he can create his own false moon when he did Burst Open and Mix. So it does technically there's a precedent there for it. However, if it was that easy that you could just blast them with more of that between the start of the Saiyan Saga and up to where it's happening in GT, that's like it's 20 years, something like that,
quite a long time,
depending on the dub that you're watching.
Yeah.
You not would have thought that Vegeta would have thought, right, I wanted to be a Super Saiyan. Apparently, I can be a super duper Saiyan if I just hit myself with more of these rays. Like, it's not earned. It's such a stupid plot device that Bulma can basically shoot you with a laser gun and you become a super Saiyan. It's like, why didn't you just do that in the Cell Saga then? Like,
yeah, this is probably one of the main reasons why GT's not considered canon because of things like this.
Exactly. But we did say Dragon Ball. We didn't say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's fine.
And it's basically just it's taken what was arguably there slightly from the false moons and just gone way too far because you saw how much Goku struggled with it. And basically, all that happened with Vegeta is he turns into the Great Ape, Super Saiyan version. You can control it, which fair enough. He can control his Great Ape in the Saiyan Saga. That's fine. But how does he change that into the Super Saiyan 4? I watched it today. I watched the transformation and the amount of time it took. He does it in about 4 seconds. So he has the controlled ape, and he's like, "You won't let it control me." And then he's like, "Add on, I'll do a power flex." And then he's Super Saiyan 4, and it's like, I've just watched Goku do it, go from Great Ape to this, and like he's seeing the stars, and he's like having this whole thing going on, and it's just like, nah, none of that happens with Vegeta. It's just lasers. So it's like it's not necessarily how it looks; it's how it happened. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, the transformation's bad. I guess the only redeeming factor is that people do find the Super Saiyan 4 form as pretty cool. I guess
it is, but like Goku's is earned.
Yeah,
in some capacity, like GT earned, but it's still earned. And just it's just one of the worst things I hate. Excuse me, in a TV program or anything like that, and even when it happens in Dragon Ball, is when something happens and it's not earned. Yeah, like all the things, like the first Super Saiyan change from for Goku on Namek. It's like you see all the pain he has to go through. The Super Saiyan 2 Gohan to defeat Cell, all everything he has to go through. It's truly earned. It's there. It means something. To then see that happen is just a joke. It's like laser beams. Like, how? You can't be doing that.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
I mean,
do not approve.
There's a lot of transformations across Dragon Ball which are questionable at best. I had some backups.
Same.
But like the reason I picked Frieza's third form is just because it's ridiculous. It doesn't last long. I don't know anyone who actually likes third form. It doesn't even look good. He looks like an alien xenomorph character, pretty much.
Discount.
Yeah, it's completely ripped off. They were probably watching some Western movies at the time and thought, the design is pretty good. Let's try and incorporate something, maybe do a bit of a tribute. But even Toriyama didn't enjoy it. He didn't like it, which is why he got rid of it so quick.
I mean, I'll be honest, I don't particularly like second form either. It looks kind of dumb as well, personally.
It is pretty dumb, but
yeah.
At least second form looks better than the third form and lasts a bit longer. Third form does nothing. It doesn't add to the story. It doesn't do anything. He doesn't kill anyone. He doesn't even hurt anyone. It's literally just slight filler just to get to his next form.
I think they actually recognize that in Super as well with Frost. I think they pretty much take the mick out of it, where they're like, "Okay, we know that's not your last form. Keep going, keep going, keep transforming. We know it's not your worst."
Yeah,
they just take the mick out of it totally. And I think if they're even recognizing that there, then it's clearly not a great transformation.
Yeah, I mean, the other options I could have picked but didn't go with. The main backup I had was Super Saiyan 3. I know a lot of people like this transformation, but the reason I had it is because it's just completely redundant now. I mean,
100%.
it came out of nowhere. Like one day, Goku just struts along up to Majin Buu and is like, "Yeah, I can do this now. And look at my hair; it's all long." And that's kind of it. I don't think it looks great. I mean, a lot of people do like how Super Saiyan 3 looks with the long hair, but the no eyebrows just doesn't make sense because no other transformation has the no eyebrows. Which
I think people put the argument in that it's supposed to make him more like a monkey. It's more it's leaning towards the great ape part of it, and that's why he has the brow. And it's like, okay, but where are his eyebrows? But the thing is, I think with that as well is it's not earned. It happens off screen.
It just comes out of nowhere. Goku's just like, "Oh yeah, I learned how to do this," and bam, here it is. And it set up all the fan fictions for future forms. I don't know if you ever seen that online. It was like Super Saiyan 1000 or whatever, where Goku has like the silver hair. It's all over the place, giant, and it's like that was online for a long time. Because people just kept adding more and more hair. Like, this is Super Saiyan 5, this is Super Saiyan 6, and the hair just gets longer and longer. And it's like,
I've seen the Super Saiyan 3 Nappa. That was always funny.
Yeah, with the giant hair and the long mustache.
All the way down to his feet.
And it's like, it was all because of Super Saiyan 3 with the long hair. It was like, okay, Super Saiyan 1, his hair doesn't get longer. Super Saiyan 2, the hair doesn't get longer. Super Saiyan 3, okay, now it's extremely long. Like, why?
It's really spiky in 2, but mostly the difference is the lightning for the most part.
And the only stuff it could do, like you said, it's like 10 times stronger than Super Saiyan 2. So why don't they use it more? Like, Goku even says he could have killed Buu at the time, but he doesn't. And it's like, Gotenks also uses it, but both of them can't use it for long because it drains that much energy, but it does give them that giant power increase and giant speed increase. But no one else learns it because it's completely redundant. It's like, okay, after that, it's like, well, Gohan goes into the Ultimate Gohan route. Trunks doesn't bother learning it. Everyone else, well, Vegeta doesn't have it ever. It's like, okay, well, now we've got God and everything else. But it's like, they don't use it anymore. Super Saiyan 3 is a waste of time.
Does he use it when Shaolin Caulifla forms?
He does. He goes through all the forms that he has, and he shows off slightly. But again, it's like he doesn't.
Yeah, I think that's literally like the only time it's been used.
Yeah,
used real time recently. Yeah,
and it's, in my opinion, it's a bad transformation. But Frieza third form, that was my pick anyway. And you said you had a backup. What did you have?
It was a weak one, but it is the most redundant change in all of, and it's Caterpie from the Otherworld tournament against. Yeah, which means it made me think of the Pokemon. But there's if you look it up, there's actually it's Caterpy.
Right. I honestly can't even remember this.
Yeah,
this character.
Someone Goku fights in the Otherworld tournament, literally just a giant caterpillar, and he turns into a chrysalis in order to massively turn into his ultimate form. However, it takes 1,200 years to complete, and so the bout gets set in Goku's favor because they're not going to wait that long.
I remember. Yeah, that honestly, that could have been a huge contender for worst transformation. If you had picked that, I would have probably been like, yeah, I might actually agree with it.
There's nothing I can do.
Yeah, I remember that guy now. I didn't remember his name, but I remember that. Okay.
So it's like there's not a lot of explanation behind it because it's pretty self-explanatory about why it's so bad.
So just give us 12,000 years and then we'll continue the fight. It's like, well, no, we're not going to do that. Imagine though, if like, well, it's never, Dragon Ball is never going to advance 12,000 years in the future to find out what this form is. But imagine if somehow they end up going back to this random character just to see what the transformation's like. That would be pretty
Comes
funny.
out and everyone's just dead. Like even the Kais are dead, and
That would be quite funny just to see that happen, but obviously that's never going to happen. I don't even think any of the other World Warriors are technically canon, so it doesn't count anyway.
yeah.